right, y'all. Good evening and welcome back to a night flight. It's Among Us. Here we go. The sun is setting up here in Northern California. Back east, you got pitch black conditions where Rags is checking in from. Good evening, Rags. How are you tonight? All our friends back east watching. Welcome back aboard. We are ready to take flight. It's the weekly night flight. Paulie Mac, Creative Tony, ready to rock and roll. Giants, okay, so they didn't win today. They didn't win big today, but what happened last night was incredible. I actually want to talk about last night a little bit. They win the series from Philly. They take 2 or 3. They got off tomorrow. Here come the Dodgers. Creative Tony, the LA Dodgers have lost 6 straight. And I've been debating, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know, because they're going to be pissed. They're going to want to stop the bleeding. But at the same time, maybe this is a wounded animal. I don't know. Creative Tony, how are you tonight, my man? What's going on?
I am absolutely jacked out of my mind, bro.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Dodgers losing 6 straight. I love it. I don't care. Anytime they hit a skid, I love it. So yes, they're due to win a few ball games now coming into the into the Bay. But hey, you know what? By the way, if I was a betting man, and some say I am, some say I ain't, I would have taken the Phillies today too. Because dude, after an emotional,
oh my god.
Incredible, crazy, unpredictable, never before seen since 1926 type of a win. I'm like, there's no chance the Giants are going to come back with Verlander on the hill. And Verlander didn't pitch poorly either. He didn't pitch bad. He actually had
pretty good today. I thought his stuff was pretty good, man.
Correct. And he only gave up 2 earned runs, dude. The Giants made 3 errors, man. It was a sloppy game by the Giants, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I definitely would have taken the Phillies today. And dude, that guy freaking Schwarber, dude. I mean, it's like he just sticks his bat out and the ball leave the yard, man. Like
the bomb last night, it wasn't even really a full swing. He just kind of threw the head of the bat down low in the zone, and the thing went flying into the cove. And that thing went deep in the cove, man. That was that went way out there. So he's just, I guess that's hand strength. That's what Kruk was saying. That's all in the hand. Yeah.
He said he went low, and then you talked about hand strength. So, Paulie, I'm going to say, how low can you go?
Yeah. Well, can you give me can I get the proper, what is it? And then you got to, dude, what do the thumbs represent? If you know what I'm saying, dude, the thumbs represent some kind of trajectory, if you got me, on the hand job. So you're going.
You got the hand job, baby.
To hand job, baby. Oh, to hand job, baby. And then we're getting this going. We're getting the thing. And then the
rules are there ain't no rules.
Yeah. A lot of hijinks at that dance in the.
I think it's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, thumbs.
I think that's what it is. I think that's the hand job.
The thumbs is where it gets really suggestive. I'm telling you, if you read into what's really going on, because you're doing like Rags's move. Now, that's one of Rags's patented moves. He calls it the 1 potato, 2 potato. That's all part of his repertoire, not to be confused with the octopus. That's 1 potato, 2 potato. Cover it, thumbs. Okay.
What about? Can we ask Rags one night about the stranger? I know he knows about the stranger. I bet he knows about the stranger.
That's where you go with the numb hands, that whole thing. Is that what that is? Hey, Patty from Napa, welcome aboard. Thanks for breaking up that little sandbox moment. From Mikey, what the hell happened to your Giants today? Sorry, I write what I'm told to write. No need to apologize, Patty. Well, Tony explained it up top. Tony explained to Patty why the Giants lost 13-0. But by the way, how about Mike Yastrzemski on the hill? Okay, throwing like 60 miles an hour, dude. You know it was ugly. Yeah.
And that was bad. It was just a tough day. I'm wondering, because they sent Verlander back out for the 6th inning. And Verlander, I thought, God, you got 5 strong from Verlander. He only gave up 2 runs. You know what? I'm not questioning Melvin. I'm just curious. I'm curious why he sent Verlander back out. Because I'm thinking, you get 5 strong from Verlander at 42 years old, and you've got a Randy Rodriguez, Randy of the Redwoods, all-star Randy of the Redwoods, who hasn't pitched in a few days. I was thinking it'd be a great time to see Randy for a couple innings, but we didn't. He put Verlander back out there. He gave up a couple more runs. And again, in his defense, 2 earned runs, 2 unearned runs. But after a emotional, jovial, just extremely rare type of win last night, I think they might have partied in that clubhouse for a while last night. Honestly,
I hope so. And by the way, when they just tore the jersey right off of Bailey's back, I mean, what are the odds of Patrick Bailey's going to hit not only a walk-off home run, but an inside the Parker? I mean, it's like it's unheard of. And you know what? He's still young enough that for a catcher, his wheels are pretty good. Like he got around the bags pretty quick, actually. Go see him in 5 years. That will not be case, you know.
For a catcher, Paulie, he was scooting, man. For a catcher, I think Robbie Ray was quoted as saying, like, when I saw was Patrick Bailey running, I'm like, there's no chance in hell that he's gonna do anything like what happened. And then he said when Williams was waving him in, he's like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. And there wasn't even a play at the plate. I mean, it was an incredible play. I got to give hat tip to Dave Fleming. Hat tip to Kruk and Kipe on the calls for that play. I mean, those are legendary calls that they had last night. And then also, I heard the Philly call from the Philly booth, and it was pretty funny because they were just in total disbelief.
Dude. Oh, I'd love to hear that. I didn't hear that. That must have been money. Yeah.
Great. It was outstanding. So, hey, go ahead.
No, you finish your thought, man.
No, my thought is just taking 2 out of 3 from Philly. I'll take it all damn day. Philly is a very, very good baseball team, man. And again, the Giants need to figure out in the second half why they struggle against lefties, dude. They need to crack that code. They struggle against lefties, and they did it on Monday night, and they did it again today. So it's like they ended up winning on Monday night, but they struggle against lefties. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. And again, I wouldn't mind seeing more small ball. That's all. Just a little more small ball. That's all I'm going to say.
Tony, couple quick comments I want to make before we get into the guts of tonight's show. We do have a special guest tonight, too. My old buddy Eric Engel, Triple E from the Murph and Mac family. He'll be joining us tonight. Now, he's got his own Giant show out there now. He's part of that whole Locked In Giants podcast network. So we'll talk to Triple E at 8:30. Now, before we do our Long Bridge spot, Tony, I did want to say, because, listen, we love to have a good time on this show. It's all about getting together and having a few laughs and riffing and sharing some laughs and time and company with each other. But hey, listen, there's real life stuff going on out there, and we're totally aware of that. We're not insensitive to it. So that being said, I wanted to start tonight by sending out some love, some good vibes, good energy, and just get your ass on the road to recovery. I'm talking about Dan from NorCal Sports. He's had some health issues, and he's not feeling too great right now, from what I understand. So, Dan, listen, we all love you, brother. We know what you're going through sucks, but just know that we're going to be right here waiting for you. When you're ready to dive back into the scene, you come on back, doors wide open. But from all of us, the entire PMP familia, we just wanted to send Dan from NorCal some love, Tony, because I know he's slightly under it right now, and he needs some good vibes. Everybody needs some love and good vibes once in a while.
Oh, God, yeah, man. And especially when you're dealing with health issues and stuff, and it's just like, take your time, rest up. And we'll be here for you when you get ready, when you're back, and we should get him on the show whenever he's ready and willing too, because I enjoy that guy, and I hope that I just hope that he's able to get some good rest and soak up these good vibes that we're sending him, and not just us.
How about Mark Graves? Mark Graves commenting right now. I went and visited him on Saturday. Now everybody get well soon, Dan. That's coming from Nutter. That's coming from Miguel. That's coming from Noemi and Patty from Napa. All of you guys, man, it's fantastic. I love to see the love and the vibes sent out to Dan. So Dan, you feel better, man. I hope to see you back soon. Second thing I wanted to hit tonight, Tony, just as another really, really serious and unfortunate, borderline tragic. No, but I do feel like it's part of the extended Giants family. This is something we should mention, is that these horrible floods that went down in Texas, and they're still on the recovery efforts and the rescue missions down there. There's a lot of people still missing and are unaccounted for. And that resonates all the way out here to California. Now, I don't know how many of you heard about this, but among the missing are a gentleman named Mark Walker, who's 52 years old, his wife, Sarah, and their 14-year-old son, Johnny Walker. They're among the 40 people still missing after the floods just went across central Texas. Now, Mark Walker is the older brother of former Giant pitcher Tyler Walker, who I know a little tiny bit. I know he lives up here in Marin County. I've talked to him over the years. He's a really good guy, Tyler Walker, and I was really, really saddened to hear that his family has been directly affected. So he's got his older brother, his wife, and their son still among the missing. So we just wanted to send thoughts and prayers, and if there's anything that we can do as far as getting information out there, getting phone numbers, whatever, if there's any role we can play in assisting the Walker family, please don't hesitate. Reach out. We're here. We can assist in getting any kind of messaging out there that you might need. But I did want to send some love to the Walker family. And I hope this works out for you guys. And I'm really, really sorry that they're in this predicament, because it's you don't need me to tell you. You've seen the news. It's awful down there too.
It's awful. And also, I know the Walker family, especially Tyler, and I think his older brother, they're heavily involved in youth baseball in Marin County. We actually, my son and my little travel team last summer, I think it was last summer. Yeah, or 2 summers ago, we played against Tyler Walker's team and we had a great time. And it's like, I love that he is that involved with his son was on the team too. And they were damn good too. But he was coaching them up the right way. And I love that because Tyler Walker could easily just ride into the sunset and just not be involved in youth sports. But he said, you know what, I'm gonna take these kids under my wing, and he did it, and he's still doing it. And so yeah, like you, Paulie, I echo everything you said, and just I really, really, really hope and pray that they are found, and that we get some good news here very, very soon, because
that's all. Yeah, no, that's all you can say, T. So God bless the Walker family, man. And we're all thinking of you. Just know that. And again, if there's any way we can assist or help, or is anybody listening who knows a Walker family, just reach out to us, and we'll definitely get any messaging or any assistance we can provide. We're happy to do that. All right, Tony. Now back to the matter at hand, the night flight, as it were. No one goes anywhere. No. Oh, yes.
All right, I just wanted to say something. The reason we love the PMP Army, for many reasons, for all the love that you're giving to Dan and also to the Walker family. I could see it in the chat, but also Pine Needle. He said the Giants are 7-4 in their last 11 against lefties. So Pine Needle, thank you for that intel. I didn't begin. No, I'm being serious. Like, I love.
I'm live. Just like, yeah.
I love it. So thank you for that intel. And if that's the case, then let's go. They just didn't look good against the lefties against the Phillies. And
well, let me tell you my big concern. You got a concern with lefties. Here's Paulie Mack's concern. My concern with the 2025 Giants is as follows. Why do they always struggle? Like, remember how Arizona just roughed them up last week? The D-backs gave the Giants a hard time. Like, why do they play poorly against inferior teams? And then when they go up against the best, they go toe-to-toe with the best teams. It's like, I want that consistency to get developed. Oh, you're making a face. What do you got?
Well, no, I can see that. I've experienced this at the college, high school, and youth level, but I don't know about the professional level. But teams, especially the younger players, they play up or down to the supposed level of their opponent, and instead of just playing your game day in, day out. So I think maybe that's the case. I can't guarantee it, but I can see maybe certain times they're like, oh, okay, we're going into Colorado today. Let's just let's take care of business and we'll get out of here with a sweep or winning 2 out of 3 because it's Colorado or Arizona at the bottom of the NL West, like that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but that's what I'm guessing, because I've seen it in the collegiate level and the high school level and the youth baseball level, Paulie. That's all.
Well, it's set up real nice for Friday, too, with the first game of the Dodger series starting at home with Logan Webb on the hill. I mean, you couldn't really ask for anything more. It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be electric in that yard, Paulie. Seriously, Friday night's going to be electric. It's going to be
really
great.
Is. And I got to say, I thought the atmosphere during the entire Philly series was pretty awesome. Like, there was a great crowd. One of the greatest shots I've seen is there's a ground level camera that was filming Bailey run the bags. I don't know. I think I might have put it in bookmarks. I think I might.
You did.
Okay. Yeah. But you know what's great about it is you see the wheels of Bailey, but the crowd is going ape-ass, dude. Yeah. They're going bonkers. So it was one of the greatest moments of the entire season last night during that game. During the
drone. Did you see the drone footage of the home run?
I did. It almost looked like a rave party, dude, with the entire crowd like bouncing up and down. Like, it looked crazy in the stands.
It looked like Jason Momoa's mosh pit at Black Sabbath back to the beginning, dude. Because it was and we're gonna need that type of vibe this weekend against the Dodgers. I mean, I love that they're limping in. I love it because they know how hungry the Giants are for them. The Giants smell blood in the water, man, and now's the time. And then how great would it be to go into the All-Star break winning 2 of 3 against LA? I mean, I'm not expecting a sweep. Come on, like, Dodgers are a pretty damn good ball club, but if you could win 2 or 3 and go to the All-Star break, that'd be phenomenal.
It'd be massive. Would be freaking massive. And we'll dive deeper into that with our very own Triple E tonight, who's become kind of a Giant specialist. We'll get into that whole thing. But Tony, we got to talk.
Triple E? Yeah, for Triple E, can I just play this?
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
Okay. Sure. I'm not sure I know what you're implying, though. What is that? What are you saying?
Let's just say Triple E is a fan of the Green Earth.
Hey, I got to tell you, it made me really happy to see him kind of like dipping his toe into the Grateful Dead scene. Like he's become kind of a big Dead fan. I know he's going to the shows in Golden Gate Park and stuff. So I love this, that these young kids that are still coming into our scene. Shout out Scarlet Fire. Bonnie, you know what I'm talking about. It's good that the youngsters still come on in. All right, Tony, Longbridge Pizza. Longbridge Pizza. We got to talk Longbridge Pizza, our first sponsor. We love you guys. They were the first to knock on our door. Shout out Three's Company. Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. Oh, we've been waiting for you because the kisses are hers and his. Three's Company too. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, I want to say Longbridge Pizza was our first to come knock on our door. Sam Jack Tripper. And by the way, if you had a choice to go on a date with Chrissy or Janet back in the day, who are you choosing and why? I can answer that myself too.
Janet, all damn day. Janet, all damn day. She just seemed like she was more fun. That's all. She seemed like she was more fun. Well, and by the way, I got to shout out the funky guitar lick in the beginning of the Three's Company theme song. Wow, 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 wow.
It's a wah-wah pedal festival, dude. Like, wow, 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 wow. There's all kinds of sick wah-wah guitar going on there. Very 70s, very 70s.
Hey, to start Longbridge, by the way, Paulie, I'm going to share this just to start Longbridge right away because look at that. Dude. That's Neil Donardi and Nico Donardi right there at the yard today. They didn't get the W, but they got sunshine. They got day baseball. And look at the smile on Neil's face, dude. Is that a great freaking shot, man?
That's an incredible shot. And I want to say, like, the quality of that picture is amazing. What's he shooting? Like an ultra high def camera? That thing looks, and if I was Neil, I would frame that thing. That is an amazing shot, dude. Amazing shot. So hope you guys had a great, you know what the good thing about when kids are that age, it doesn't even matter that much if they win or lose when you're that young. You just love being out there and the whole atmosphere and stuff. So that's awesome. But
dude, he probably was stoked to see Schwarber and Harper go deep because like those are like two superstars, you know. It's like I'm not saying that Nico and Neil are Phillies fans, but when you see somebody like that, those guys swing it, you're just like you got to tip your cap and pay your respects because it's like Jesus, man, these guys are incredible baseball players, man.
By the way, what does Schwarber have now? 28 bombs, 29? Where is he?
30. I think he's got 30. I think
30. 30. Yeah. That's a wrecking machine, man. But you know what he probably did? Kyle Schwarber probably loaded up on Longbridge Pizza before the game. That's how he got all his strength, where he got all his energy. And it is a Wednesday, so it's entirely possible that he might have had the chicken parm sandwich today, Tony, down at Longbridge Pizza, 2347 3rd Street, the laid-back vibe, the serious pizza. Neil Donardi, being the South City boy that he is, treats everybody like family who walks through that door. You can count on that. Take that to the bank. And then there's the food, man. The food is top-notch. If you are a pizza enthusiast, like yours truly, you already know the one thing I'm not going to do. Like the one thing you could put on my gravestone, dude, when I kick the bucket is Paulie. Here lies Paulie Mack. He accomplished whatever he accomplished, but the one thing he never steered anybody wrong when it came to pizza. You can put that on my freaking gravestone in the cemetery, and that's how I feel about Longbridge, dude. This is some of the best pizza I've had. It's certainly among the best in San Francisco. That's his son Nico, who we just saw a picture of. Yep. I suggest you try the Nico pizza. He made a pizza in tribute to his son, and the Nico, I think, was the first pizza I had when we first started going to Longbridge. Now I've kind of morphed over to the Paulie Mack pie. I just feel like I'm obligated to eat my own pizza when I walk through those doors, and I'm happy to do that. So listen, the craft beers, the atmosphere, the killer food, that sourdough crust, it's all waiting for you at Longbridge Pizza Tea. Get on down there. Open 6 days a week with the one exception of Monday. So it's set up beautifully for you. If you're going to the Dodger series this weekend, load up on Longbridge before the game, or if it's a day game, load up on Longbridge after the game, Tony. But find your way to Longbridge. You will not regret it, as Mike Damone would say.
Exactly what Damone would say. And also, Paulie, just to reiterate, the Dodgers are in town, and you got Dustin May against Logan Webb Friday night. Then you've got Shohei against who's Shohei? Landon Roop on Saturday, 105. And then you got Robbie Ray and Yamamoto on Sunday, 105. So get to Longbridge before or after those games, and you will have a great Saturday or Sunday in San Francisco, man. Seriously. And you know what? I talked about this on a text message to Paulie earlier today, or was it yesterday? But you can take the train to Longbridge, and then you know what you can do? You can take the scooter to Longbridge. And look who's also a fan of the scooter is Neil's son, Nico, right there. He's on the scooter. Neil sent me that picture and said, look who's a scooter fan. Check it out. So Neil, love it. There's your boy on the scooter. I will personally take your boy on one of the scooters, and we will cruise the Lime scooter to the ballpark. But in all seriousness, it's 20-minute walk. from the ballpark, which is a great dude. If you load up on a nice Long Bridge pie and then walk it off to the ballpark, that's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. Or you can go after the game and get get a nice old ice cold beer and a nice pizza after the game too. So anyway, just get to Long Bridge this weekend. It's going to be the city's going to be rocking this weekend.
Hey, T, thank you very much. Yes, we love Long Bridge Pizza. I wanted to ask you, too, before Triple E joins us tonight, you were talking to me before in our very important pre-show meeting. You were saying, hey, I want to hit this Devers Will Clark thing. And I don't know how many people know about this, but I want to talk about this, too. So, Tony, why don't you, because I think we're going to have, like, opposing views on this thing. I just have a gut feeling. So set this up for the people that don't know. Explain this situation, and then we can dissect it and kind of react to it. But explain what the whole thing is about.
Well, first of all, Paulie, I do want to mention Devers. I had to look at his stats since he's put on the orange and black. And Paulie, they're not 80 at bats. 80 at bats, 22 games, 80 at bats with the Giants. He's batting .225.
Yeah.
He has 18 hits, 9 RBIs. Dude, in 22 games, he has 2 home runs and 31 Ks.
He Ks a lot, man.
I did not think he did, man. The scouting report I had read, or like the info I had read about him, was that he had a really good eye. He goes deep in the counts. I did not know that he struck out this much. He has 31 Ks in 22 games. So that's got to that number has to be
change. That's got to change. Yeah. You know what else bums me out too? And I'm not making a comment like I can't claim to know what's in his head. I don't know what he's thinking or what his competitive juice and fire is like. But dude, you know what? It bums me out after like yet another Devers K. You see him just walking back to the dugout like with that blank expression on his face. It's like, come on, man. I'm looking for some life. Give me a spark. But you're right. No, he has not been lighting the world on fire. We need more from Devers. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm. And to your point, Paulie, what you're talking about, I'm going to share this right now. And shout out Leah Phillips, man. She sent this in an email. I had seen it on social media, but then she also sent an email saying, I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this. So if you see it, this is from Will Clark, and he says, next time I'm in San Francisco, your ass will be on the field at first base, even if I have to go grab you by the effing back of the neck and drag your A out there. So former, we all love Will Clark. And that's the passion that Will Clark always brings, right? That's what we love about Will Clark. But I got to be honest, Paulie, I feel like Will, I don't know. This is when supposedly he asked Devers to work out at first when the Red Sox were in town. I think that Devers was like, you know what? I told them I'm not going to play infield. I'm not going to go throw it in their face and work out in front of them at first base while they're literally, in the dugout or taking BP.
Time out 1 second. Where did you get? How do you know that? Do you know that that's what he said? I don't want to throw it in their face for real.
No. I don't know that at all. I'm just saying that I'm guessing that he said that he's thinking, you know what? I don't want to do this yet. And also he's just settling in. I'm sure he knows the player Will Clark, or he probably doesn't know the freaking red ass that Will Clark can be and the style of how Will Clark operates. I love it. I'll take Will Clark 100 times out of 100. I love him, especially in his takes about launch angle and exit velocity and all that crap and swinging for the fences. But I got to be honest, I think who was it on the comments? Was it Pine Needle? Pine Needle said, like, you know what? I don't even know if, he said something about, this isn't really that big of a story, because I think at some point, like, they showed video of Devers taking balls at first base yesterday, which is fine. Like, but he hasn't done it with Will Clark. So I don't think that there's I don't know. I feel like I love Will's fire, but I just don't know if he needed to go public with this in the moment and just, approach Devers and work it out and then get him back on the field next time Will Clark's in town. I don't know if he needed to have a big rant about it. That's all. That's my 2 cents.
All right. Well, listen, we don't have to spend the entire show on that, but I just feel like when Will Clark is offering guidance, when he's offering some of that baseball kind of acumen and wisdom that he has, and he wants to share it with you, I would be inclined to want to listen. That's just me. That's just me personally.
Okay, Paulie, and I totally 100% agree with that. And I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think Devers is blowing him off in saying that you don't know, I don't want your tutelage. I don't need I don't think that's the case. I really do think that I think Devers is actually deep in his own head right now.
Yeah, he probably is. And Stevie B agreed. He said, Stevie B goes, I agree, Tony. Felt unnecessary and stirring the pot for no reason. Now, I totally hear what you guys are saying. But on the other hand, it might be like Will Clark being crazy like a fox, thinking that, hey, listen, if I put something out there publicly, maybe that'll light a fire under this kid. You know what I mean? Because like I mentioned, like I did mention, I'm not saying there's no fire. I'm not saying that. There's a tremendous amount of talent there. But I just feel like I want more of a pulse from down, and maybe he's just not built that way. I don't know, but I've seen too many Ks where he's walking back to the dugout with this expression on his face, like I'm not sure. Like I want to see something from him, some level that he cares, which I'm sure he does. Here comes Pine Needle again, Tony. Throw him up there as a super. Play Clark's entire statement and words. It was funny. That part's taken out of context. He was supporting Devers. Yeah, we're hearing a lot of that. People say what we're doing is out of context if you listen to the entire piece that Clark, or the entire statement, rather.
I know. I'm looking for it, actually. I'll try and find it.
Yeah, that would be ideal if we could find it and throw it up.
It's just as Paulie and I are learning the odds and ends of the back end or the powers that be that run YouTube. We just got scolded again, Paul. I didn't even tell you, but we got scolded again.
Which one?
From playing the Jack Black Roman Morello video.
Really?
So YouTube has got they've got copyright people all over the place. So I'll look for it. And if we can play
what was our violation? We just played that too much of that? Like it has to be under 20 seconds or something? What's the rule?
They don't get into specifics. They just say, this was right, basically, and take it out. You can they say you can leave the episode up, but you got to take out this portion. And I mean, YouTube will literally put the markers at the exact part you needed to take out, but it's like, Jesus, man. God.
Don Peralta coming in saying 13 seconds. That's what you get. You get 13 seconds. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Especially when I'm trying to watch Will Clark. I would be good too. I was going to say, especially when I'm trying to watch Jack Black in his Ozzy Osbourne jumpsuit playing with Morello's kid. I'm going to need more than 13 seconds of that. You know what I mean? Good call, by the way. Woody L checking in. Dude, Woody L, I like where your head's at. You can't play YouTube on YouTube. Phenomenal. Yeah, that's YouTube on YouTube crime right there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, by the way, cheers everybody on this night flight. I'm having a ranch water tonight. For those of you that like ranch water, I'm having a nice ranch water.
It's funny. I'm going with agua tonight too, man. I'm going all natural agua tonight too. I didn't bring the beers up tonight. Hold on.
Well, Paulie, ranch water actually has tequila in it, so there's I'm cheating a little bit, buddy.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know what the hell's ranch water. I don't even know what that is.
So shout out my buddy Pete Hoffman, who you've met, Pete. And dude, Pete and Los have been chatting, which is great at Flex Funding, because Pete has got some real estate down here in San Carlos. Anyways, Pete started making these for me a couple years ago. All it is club soda, or if you really want to be snobby about it, there's a club soda out of Texas called Topo Chico that's a little salty. It's got a tiny bit of salt in it, and then your favorite type of tequila, and then fresh squeezed lime. It's very refreshing. It's quite delicious.
I'm totally behind the times. Hacksaw, dude, I'm way behind the times. Wasn't even down with the whole water movement over here. Okay, let's do it like this. Now, you mentioned Los D. I wanted to throw something out there because I did a little bit of a teaser last night, and I saw you guys talking before the show started, and I want to get out there before Triple E comes. I'm just going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. Basically, what's going on with Los D and myself and Tony and Dom, we're trying to put a get together where we can all come and hang out, and all we're trying to do basically is pick the right Giants game where we can all kind of gather and congregate. We'll do a long bridge hit either before the game or after the game, and part of it is scheduling. We're just trying to see when it's going to fit for everybody's schedule, and I think we're really close. Los D, I don't know if he's on the board tonight, but we'll have the announcement, I would say, Tony, probably by early next week, where we can say circle this date, and we're going to get a whole group thing happening if you want to come and join us. Yeah, Noemi, I'm not sure. I was looking for him too. He might not be on board tonight, but that's what we're working on. We're just trying to get another PMP family outing, and it looks like we want to do it at a Giant game. So when we nail down the date, we'll share it with you ASAP, and then we'll get the link out there. And Dom, you and I are going to talk more about that too, because we're going to try and get like a section where we can all get together and all be in the same place. Should be a lot of fun. So look forward to that too. That was no big secret, but I didn't want to announce it until the date was nailed down. But I saw you guys speculating before the show, and that's all it is. We're just trying to pick the right date and the right game. All right, Tony.
Where is the Los? Where is the Los? Do. Where is the Los? So I was wondering if Los, we're calling out for you, bud. If you're getting the bat signal, come on, join the party, bud. But Los has got a lot going on in his life in a good way. So he's probably up to something really fun, knowing Los. But yeah, I want to say, Paulie, it's going to be probably that last week of August. That's what we're looking at.
Correct. Yeah, it's going to be like the week of August 25th, like that week. And we're just trying to find the right game. We're looking at the Cubs series to get a little more specific. And my gut, just to throw this out there, my gut says a night game would be better than a day game because too many, obviously, people are at work.
Oh, there's Los. Los just popped up. Los just popped up.
Yeah, there you go. Stay tuned. Details. Exactly. So that's it. But that's where it stands right now. As soon as we circle the correct date, we will share that with you, and hopefully we'll get that on as early as next week. Tony.
Paulie, this is just a brainwave that I'm having because I've been meaning to ask you this because I've been doing it a lot lately in my backyard because I have a what's called a solo stove because I love a natural wood fire in the backyard, and it has nothing to do with anything, but it's just on the top of my mind. I've been meaning to ask you, when's the last time you chopped wood? Like literally took axe to wood.
It's been a while, but I have done that, and it's a great workout too. It's a great workout, and you feel so freaking manly when you're splitting wood. Bam, you know what I mean? Just piece after piece, splitting wood. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm out here splitting wood. It's like a very Tim Ryan thing to do. You know what I mean? Like very Tim Ryan to be splitting wood. Although when I see in my mind, when Tim Ryan splits wood, he's shirtless, covered in sweat, and he's wearing like jeans and work boots. You know what I mean? Yeah, just out here splitting wood. Got about a cord and a half to go. You know what I mean? Just doing it like with Motley Crue playing on a deafening volume. Why were you splitting wood today, dude? In the middle of summertime? Yeah,
I was, man. I was, and I love it. There's something primal about it. There's something. It's like you said, a good workout, and I do love a good natural wood burning fire outside. And we used to do that in Tahoe all the time. What's up, Andrew? I see Andrew from Longbridge Pizza. He lives in Tahoe. He knows how tight Tahoe is now, where you can't do any open flames right now because obvious reasons. So we do it at home with this thing called a solo stove, and it's great because you have very little smoke in the stove. It's great, and you have great fires. But the best part is doing the chopping of the wood, and I've taught my son how to do it, so now he's chopping wood too. And it's just the freaking. I've been meaning to ask you that because I had a feeling that you've chopped wood more than a few times in your life.
Well, my stepdad used to have a cabin out there near Shasta, and I used to split wood up there all the time. Like we'd go up in the winter because he had wood burning stoves like in this cabin, and you would have to. Dude, you really needed the wood to stay warm, but I would split wood all the time up there, and I always loved it. It was a great workout too. Great workout.
Great call about the wood burning stove, man, and also the chimeneas. Have you ever put wood have you sat around a chimenea in the backyard with a long cone of a tube of a where the flame goes up, man?
I didn't know the term was chimenea. I'm not familiar with that. Yeah.
Not chimney, but chimenea. Yeah, buddy. It's but also the wood burning stove. We had one of those in my cabin in Tahoe until we finally remodeled.
That sounds like one of those kind of shishi fifi, like high-end cocktails they're drinking in San Francisco now for like $45. Yeah, I'll take a chimenea with some nutmeg on the rocks, please. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it does. It sounds like a designer cocktail, bro. Have you been to any of these? Well, you and I went to one of those joints, dude. Shout out Trick Dog, bro.
Yeah.
Trick Dog. Is Trick Dog still going?
Trick Dog's still going. Yes. Shout out Scott behind the bar. He's the guy who creates all the cocktails. They change their menu like quarterly, I think. And
I know that place is in the Mission. I forget where it is, but what street is that on?
It's like 13th and South Van Ness or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Tony dragged me into this place a few years ago called Trick Dog, one of these ultra hip, ultra cool, like no sign on the door. You just kind of know about it. And then once you get in there, you're like, wow, what am I doing in here? I definitely don't belong in here. A grungy deadhead like me doesn't belong in Trick Dog. But there we were, dude, drinking the designer cocktail. It's fun. Once in a while, it's fun to hang out in a spot like that. All right, Creative Tony, we got to give our love to Peralta Arts. Let's do Peralta
Arts.
Do.
Hey, Paulie, say hello to my little friend, right? Can I start the spot for Dominic today?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I want to just say hello because we've been talking about Stellar Design, which is Dom's one of Dom's projects, but also I want to say hello and say hello to everybody to Peralta Arts and Company, your go-to for design that feels as alive as the music and culture it honors. Paulie, think about that. I love it, and it's the more artistic side of Dom Peralta, which is Peralta Arts and Company. Paulie.
Let me tell you something right now. I love the artistic side of Dom Peralta because the kid is ultra freaking talented. Peralta Arts is a full spectrum creative studio specializing in bold graphics, vibrant illustration, and visual storytelling, carrying forward the spirit of legendary Bay Area artists. Pardon me. Think about striking posters, iconic album covers, immersive events, branding, and a unique artistic perspective. They channel pop culture, music, and the energy within our community into every single project they work on. We're talking about logos, we're talking about posters, fine art, brand visuals that celebrate Bay Area culture. Ready for this resume? This is pretty damn impressive. Their work includes Bill Graham Presents, The Who, Aerosmith, etc. They proudly contribute to Polymac Particles. Obviously, you guys have seen Dom's work with the show logo and all the stickers that he created. Of course, he also did the Bay Area Sports Collective. He's done stuff for them too. The PMP Army, and we're talking about like PMP foot soldiers now. We're talking about Long Branch Pizza. Yeah. We're talking about Ray Goodman, Aaron Kask, DJ Rob B, and beyond, Tony. So this thing is wide stretching. And again, I vouch. Listen, Dom is a hyper talented artist who can do a lot for you and your business, T.
Dude, it's all about bold visuals. Bold visuals is what Dom's trying to work here with Peralta Arts and Company, and he brings them alive with the Bay Area soul. So visit peraltaarts.co, peraltaarts.co, and bring your vision to life. And again, you can contact Dom at peraltaartsco@gmail.com or Dominic at stellar.design. And again, you can text or call Dom anytime, 650-796-3144, 650-796-3144, or 650-796 Chet Brooks, Tom Rathman.
Nice. Nice. Dude, Chet Brooks doesn't get enough love. He had a couple good seasons with the Niners. By the way, you know what? Hey, Dom Peralta, I'm kind of talking to you in the middle of the show right now. Have we done any development on like the ladies of PMP? Do we have any kind of like logo for the ladies or the broads of PMP, as I like to call themselves? Whichever you prefer, but I feel like they need their own logo. You know what I mean? Like their own color scheme, their own logo. The ladies of PMP. Dom, let's get some sketches happening there when you have time, of course, when you have time. But I would
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And before we get to Triple E, who's waiting in the green room, he's chomping on all kinds of goodies, man. Hey, Triple E, save some for our next guest, buddy. But stand by. I want to share this right here because this is some of Dom's work right there. That's Dom doing Jimi Hendrix right there. That's Peralta Arts and Company right there. That's Jimi Hendrix. That's some of Dom's work. Then we got, there's Townsend right there. Pete Townsend.
Nice. Right, I like that, man. Nice.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? So I just want to show you some of Dom's work. I mean, in the detail, if you really scroll in on this, it's really, really wonderfully done. So Dom Peralta and Peralta Arts and Company, check them out. As like we said, like you said about Mike Damone, Paulie, you won't regret it.
Keep it coming. I want to see some more. Give me a couple more.
Yeah. Stand by.
Yeah. What are you doing? Tease me with two. Keep them coming. I want to see a few more. Yeah. Cut the S.
Yeah. Sorry, but here we go. There you go. Don't murder me. Please don't murder me. There you go. This is the logo he just did for Ray Goodman and Ray Goodman's band, Ray Goodman and the Soulmates. It's a great logo, man. It pops. That thing pops. And I think they made a poster of it. They put it behind the drum kit now. And then, dude, there you go, buddy. Look at Roger right there. Roger Dodge.
I can't see anything. We can't see anything. There's nothing on the screen.
Oh, for real? I apologize. Yeah. Dude, seriously, my bad.
Stop drinking for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Dude, please, if you have any idea what's going on the back end of this freaking thing. So there we go. There's Roger right there. So check that out.
Nice.
Yeah. And then here, I shortchanged you. So there's Sly right there, too.
That's my favorites. I love that one, Dom. I might need to make you an offer on that thing. I freaking love that. And Dom did that like the night Sly Stone passed away. He just went to work and put that together, man. I'm very impressed. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. So there you go. That's just a tip of the iceberg with Dom's artistic side. So there you go.
All right, you guys, there you go. That's Dom Peralta and Peralta Arts and Company. Hyper talented dude, great friend of ours, and a great supporter of the entire PMP movement and family. All right, Tony, listen, I think the time has come. You said he's in the green room. I haven't seen his face in a while. I have been a guest on his show a few weeks back, but I'm always up to see my main man, Triple E. We call him Eric Engel, his God-given name, but we call him Triple E on the street. So let's welcome him for the first time to Polymac Particles. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see the fresh face, the bearded face of a Triple E. Where is he, T?
Let me get him up here. There we go. There he is. There he is.
Come on, man. Come on, Triple E. Great to see you, buddy. How you been, man?
Dude, I was doing great last night, and then I just kind of wish that I didn't watch the Giants today. You know what I mean? That kind of takes my mood a little bit, but overall, can't complain. You know what I mean? Like it's summer in San Francisco. I live out here in the Sunset, which means I haven't seen the sun in like 2 weeks. But this last weekend, aside from the Giants getting hot, I got out to the Stern Grove Festival, and dude, Paulie, I've been dying to tell you about this. I feel like you brought me on at the right time. Tone too. You guys are both going to be all about this. I watched the San Francisco Symphony at Stern Grove, and which is, by the way, they've been doing it for like 89 years or something like that.
I've done that too, dude. I've seen the symphony out there. It's effing incredible. It's incredible.
They had this woman, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. I should have had this ready to go, but they had this woman, this Hawaiian woman, playing with them, and she was jamming on the ukulele, and they played some System of a Down.
Whoa.
Style on the ukulele with like this Hawaiian vibe to it, and they're playing aerials, and dude, it was amazing. I was losing my mind out there. May or may not have had some fun guys, you know what I mean? If you're
you know what you mean. Yes,
dude, it was magical. That's for sure.
Let me just tell everybody, the uninitiated, I would think most of the people watching the show tonight know who Triple E is, but for those of you who don't, Triple E was part of like the very last chapter of the Murph and Mac show. He came on as a producer, and he was with us until the whole thing kind of fell apart, but he was always like a great vibe kid. And I was telling Tony Trips before he came on board tonight how happy it made me when you started diving into the Grateful Dead scene and you started going to shows, and now I see the enthusiasm. And real quick, are you all set for Golden Gate Park? Do you what's your schedule look like for the show?
I got some things in the works, but Paulie, I will be able to hear it from my house, and if I don't find a way in, I'm just gonna dig a hole into Golden Gate Park under the fence. I'll cut a hole in the fence. I'll jump over the fence. I'll bum rush the security line. Whatever I got to do, I'm getting in there. But I do have some irons in the fire. Hopefully they'll come through. But if not, I'm gonna figure it out. I'll find a way.
You know what's so funny, you guys? I'm in the exact same spot. I don't have a ticket for a single show as we speak right now, but one way or another, I'll find my way to the gig. I always do. And like you said, there's a lot. Tony, you were talking about that too. Just kind of bum rushing the scene and sneaking in through the woods. I don't know how you can pull that off, but when there's a will, there's a way, Tony.
Also, Triple E, sell the parking in front of your house, dude. Just seriously, you got parking spaces. Come sell, because people are gonna be looking, right? And
man,
we're gonna be desperate. Yeah. Like I paid for closer parking to the shows at Golden Gate Park. By the way, Triple E, can you tell people how they can find you? The name of, give them all the information where they can find you online, man, so they can follow you and watch you, because you do a damn good job, dude. So let everybody know.
I appreciate it, man. It's a grind. So if we made some changes to the Locked On podcast network within the last couple months. So it used to all of my shows used to be on one channel. Now I'm all over the place, man. So if you want to catch Giants post games, follow Locked On Giants on wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. Make sure it's Locked On SF Giants. You don't want to be following that Phil Sims garbage. You know what I mean? Paul's favorite quarterback of all time.
Right.
You also, if you want Warriors postcast, you go to Locked On Warriors, and I'll be doing post game shows on there as well. And same with Niners, Locked On 49ers as well. I'm doing all three. No days off. You know how it is. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm always posting links to my shows and stuff like that at Eric ERIK_ENGLE. So
now, Trip, I have a question about your show. So when baseball season ends, do you go dormant, or do you pick up like a 49er show, or what will happen when baseball ends? I guess is what I'm asking.
So, I mean, depending on when it ends, right? Because it looks like, if the season ended now, the Giants are right there for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
And so if they do play games deep enough into October, I'll actually be doing all three, Giants, Niners, and Warriors, all at the same time. If the Giants, make the World Series, which we can all dream a little, right? And dude, but I do overlaps all the time. So during the spring, especially, I'm watching Warriors games. I got two monitors here in front of me, so I got the Warriors on one, the Giants on the other. I got my laptop in front of me where I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
it's a mess. I also work like a 9-to-5 job and play softball like 4 times a week. I don't know how I do all this, but hey, you're only.
Hey, Trips, did you play tonight? Did you have a game tonight?
I did. I just got back literally about 10 minutes ago. Got into my apartment.
I gotta Triple E, are you the type of softball player that still gets dirty? Will you slide into a bag?
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. I'm out there in baseball pants, and I'm pretty much the only guy out there wearing baseball pants.
Dude,
dude, I've tried sweats before. I slide, I tear them. I'm tired of ripping up my pants.
Right,
yeah,
right,
baseball's
right.
so good in sweat. I will. You're right about that. Baseball's so good in sweat. Do you have the stirrups though? That's my question. I want stirrups, man.
I put on a few LBs since you last saw me, Paulie. Okay. I'm not looking like a stirrups guy. I changed from. I used to always be like a right at the knee, like tight pants guy. And in the last 10 years or so, I've literally gained about 100 pounds. It is bad over the last decade. I used to be like the skinny, fast guy at the top of the order. I batted fourth tonight, and now my baseball pants are like the baggy ones that like rest on top of the cleats. You know, I went from being like a middle outfielder, like left center or right center. Now I play third base or first base. I'm not doing a whole lot of that running stuff, you know.
By the way, a Triple E public service announcement, dude. As you get older and continue to play softball, make sure you stretch before the game, dude, because
yes.
I witnessed 2 popped Achilles. Now, I haven't done this up, but I've been on teams with 2 popped Achilles, a torn hammy, and also a torn ACL. So make sure you stretch, dude. Just make sure you stretch before
there's nothing. Tony is onto a very important, like, kind of public service announcement here. Some of the worst injuries I've ever seen in my adult life happened during like recreational sporting. I'll give you one right now. Here's a firsthand account I saw. So we all remember our old buddy Andrew Stern. For the people that don't know Andrew Stern, he was one of the great engineers at KNBR, kind of in charge of all the equipment. Something breaks, you go to Stern, you'd be like, hey, my mic doesn't work. And he'd be like, okay, let me fix it. You know, he's one of those guys. So years ago, he invited me to Golden Gate Park for this like kind of casual party kickball thing he was doing. That's all it was. Guys, kickball. You got me? We're talking kickball. Everyone's like hanging out in the field, drinking beers, and I'll never forget this. There was a guy, a big dude there, man, buffed out, kind of like Escobar the Third, like a really big guy. And I was like, what's up with you, man? And he's like, well, you know, I'm an SFPD, I'm a cop, and I'm just here because, you know, my girlfriend knows Andrew or blah, 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 whatever. I forgot what his connection was. So this big-ass, buffed-out cop guy is playing kickball. Next thing you know, dude, he thinks he's like Lou Brock, dude. He's running into second base, slides head first, dislocates his shoulder right in front of everybody in the middle of the, and it was like another one of those adult injuries, dude, just screaming in pain, howling in pain. Oh my god, like one of those situations. I'm like, damn, if that guy goes down, that taught me a lesson. I'm like, you know what, guys, my athletic career's over. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to get back on D. I'm just trying to get through this in one piece. That's all.
You know, Paulie, I did the same thing when I was 23 years old playing slow pitch softball. It was a league where you were allowed to take secondary leads, right? So I crept a little too far away from first. They tried to backdoor me. I turned and head first slid back into first base, dislocated the shoulder. It got pulled down towards the middle of my chest. The further I slid on my dude, it was awful. It was painful. I've had 3 shoulder surgeries in my life, and that was the cause of the last one that I had. So now I slide feet first. That's what I went from that experience.
Sliding at all is impressive, dude. Because if I know I'm going to be gunned, I just peel off to the side. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to go home with a torn up knee or a big ass strawberry on my ass. I'm just going to peel off to the side.
And then you just feel like such an epic douchebag when you're like, hey, what happened to you? You're like, I slid in the third at a kickball game. You know what I mean? I blew my knee out. I blew my back out. It's like, no, I saw Escobar the Third a minute ago make a comment. He goes, some of us know our limits. I'm an adult. I don't need to impress anyone, bro. Me and you both, man. I hit that years ago. I was like, I'm done. I don't need to impress anybody. I know what I'm doing. I'm good. But anyway, Triple E, it's great to see your face, man. Great to pick up some of that Triple E vibe. And I got some Giants questions for you, man. Let me ask you some Giants questions. Triple E, Tony and I were just talking about this whole kind of Will Clark Devers thing that went down. What's your view on that, or your take on that, or how did you interpret that? Did Devers do anything wrong? Should he have showed up? Should Will Clark have kept his mouth shut? What's your view of that whole thing?
So I think there's a little bit on both sides, right? Like, so let's start with the obvious. You don't stand up Will Clark. He's a Giants legend. You at least got to let the guy know you're not going to be there at a minimum. Just be like, hey, well, you know, give him the reason, right? If you just talk to him, if Will Clark's going to text me back, I guarantee you he's going to text Rafi Devers back. If it went back in the days of when I used to be your producer, we used to get Will on the show weekly, and he would chat with me just about, do you remember those alligator pictures that he sent me when he was hunting for alligators, dude?
No.
I mean, if Will Clark is willing to talk to Triple E, he's going to respond to Rafi Devers. He's going to see the text. But we all know Rafi Devers isn't the best at texting people back. We've seen the Big Poppy screenshots from when he was in Boston. And the day that they're talking about was during the Boston series. It was right after he got here. And from what I've read, from what I've gathered, Devers wasn't super comfortable with taking infield at first base in front of the team that he just left, mainly because he would not do that exact same thing. And I mean, however you feel about that, that's kind of up for your interpretation, but I do understand where he's coming from in that sense. So I think if you're Devers, you got to at least reach out to the guy. And he also just got here. He just moved across the country. He's probably got all sorts of stuff to do. He's probably not even unpacked yet. You know what I mean? But you at least got to reach out and tell him, hey, I can't make it today. We're not going to do this. It's not going to happen. And so you just don't stand up Will Clark, but also I get why he was uncomfortable with that situation. We've also been told that he's still practicing at first regardless. Like he's still been taking reps at first base. So it's not like he's digging his heels in and saying, I don't want to do this. It just didn't happen that day. I'm sure there will be a time where those two link up down the road and it will be just fine.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so. And I bet you there's no bad blood even right now behind the scenes. I'm sure everything's pretty cool. But fans love talking about stuff like this, and it has become a bit of a story. Let me ask you kind of a big picture question, Triple E. Are you, and I'll answer it myself too, and the answer in my case is yes. Are you surprised the Giants are where they are right now and that they are as competitive as they are this entire season? Like, did that surprise you? Because it kind of caught me off guard. I didn't expect this, not this year.
Yeah, I mean, I did expect them to be better than what their Vegas line was. I think it was about 80.5, 81.5 is what I saw most of the preseason. And I'll tell you what, Paulie, I put a hump of shekels on the over on that. I was so confident that this team was going to be at least above 500, but I did not. I'd be completely lying to you if I told you I thought they were going to be at certain points in this first half contending for not just a wild card spot, but for the division lead. Like they went into that Dodgers series, or during that Dodgers series, they tied them for the NL West lead. And with the Dodgers kind of in a little bit of a free fall right now, anything can happen. For the Giants to be as many games over 500 as they are right now, I absolutely did not expect that. I think anybody, if you told them, in the beginning of the season that the Giants were going to be, what are they, 9 games over 500 right now? I think you would have told me that I'm insane if I had told you that was going to happen by the All-Star break. And the one thing that I do think is going to make this sustainable, though, is the bullpen. Because their starting pitching is what we know what it is, right? Like Logan Webb's a stud, Robbie Ray's a stud, Landon Roop is turning into baby Logan Webb. Hayden Birdsong has the stuff to get there, but needs some more time, some more development. I think he's a little tired right now, personally. I think he needs this all-star break. Justin Verlander has had some good starts, but he's relatively a question mark right now. But your bullpen is going to be good enough to keep you in every single game. And that's why the Giants are going to continue to play this torture brand of baseball where they have all these close one-run games. It's going to be hard to score more than 4 runs against them. It's got to be the offense that generates the momentum for this team in the second half in a lot of ways. But I do like the way that they look when they are healthy, with Casey Schmidt at second base, Matt Chapman here. Like it looks good when they're all going. Willy Adames finally starting to click. All of these things are going right. And we still don't have Rafi Devers doing Rafi Devers things yet. So once it all starts to click, I think things can continue, if not even get better for the Giants in the second half.
Go ahead, T.
Yeah, 31 Ks for Devers. 31 Ks for Devers in 22 games. That can't continue. And also only 2 home runs. We need. I did not know he struck out as much as he's been doing with the Giants. But I want to ask you about today's game. Like I think we all, I don't know, thought there's a good chance the Giants don't win today's game after that emotional, incredible win last night, right? But were you surprised that they brought Verlander back out in the 6th?
I mean, the way that he was pitching, I thought that he deserved to be able to come back out. He had no walks today, 7 strikeouts, and he only gave up 2 earned runs. I mean, overall, Verlander had a pretty solid day. And I'm not upset that Melvin brought him out there, especially because this has been such a long stretch of games without a day off. Thankfully, the Giants get a day off tomorrow to kind of get some of their breath back, get their feet back under them. But this bullpen has been throwing a lot of innings lately. Robbie Ray, when he pitched that complete game a couple nights ago, like really bailed the Giants out, because going into that game, they only had like 2 or 3 relievers that didn't throw the day prior, because it's been a lot of like less than 5 inning starts from Giant starters lately. So this bullpen has been pretty gassed, man. And so I get it. The game kind of seemed at that point like it was starting to get out of reach, especially in that 6th inning once they tacked those 2 more runs on. The way this offense was going today, I thought that was kind of the end of things right there. And the Giants, I think they only had 2 runners in scoring position the entire game. So it's not like it was I don't blame this loss on Verlander at all. They had 3 errors behind them. I mean, the Giants overall did not support him. And that's kind of been the story of Verlander's season so far, right?
Yeah. I think a couple of the more, some of the more, positive starts he's had recently where he has pitched well, he has not gotten any help with the bats, and he didn't get help defensively behind him today. I thought he looked really good today. Hey, as we get ready to wrap Triple E, and I'll let you get on your way, and thanks again for joining us. Always great to see your face, man. A question from the audience for Triple E. This one comes from our buddy Don Peralta, and it made me laugh as soon as I saw this, because this is some deep knowledge, man.
I know where you're going.
Knowledge. He goes, "Hey, Triple E, when you did the Brian Murphy Halloween costume, did you complete it with the hard-boiled egg?" That is incredible knowledge on a lot of levels right there, because Murph would eat a hard-boiled egg like every day at work, and he would do like, what was it, the Yoplait yogurt, licking the lid and all that stuff. He was like kind of OCD. Murph is like a routine guy, and if his routine got disrupted, he could blow a circuit, bro. He had to go do the same thing every day. But it's a great question. So, and you lined up right next to Murph. I remember, did you color your hair too? Did you?
I did. Yeah, I got some white hairspray, and dude, one thing I forgot to do during that show was under the quarter zip, dude. I actually had a UCLA t-shirt on. Right. Totally forgot to bust it out during the show, because that was part of the costume too, and nobody got to see that. But Paulie, you stole my thunder a little bit. I was gonna say I didn't have the hard-boiled egg, but I did bring a yogurt, and I licked the lid in front of Murph just for him. You know what I mean?
No, as long as you got one of the two, you're doing fine. Egg, yogurt, one or the other, and that completes the authenticity. Triple E, one more time. Let's plug your show. Tell people where they can find you and when they can find you.
Yeah, after every Giants, Niners, or Warriors game, Locked On Giants, Locked On 49ers, Locked On Warriors. We got it on YouTube, so you can check out the live version. You can see my built for radio face and my lack of shaving ability, and you can also listen wherever you get your podcast, Apple Pod, Spotify, wherever you check them out. We're all over the place.
Well, listen, we freaking love you, Triple E. It's great to see your smiling face, and we'll be talking before the Dead shows in Golden Gate Park. I'll be in touch. We'll get some kind of game plan together, because I'm going to be lurking around the area myself. I know Tony will be too. So, Tony, final word for Triple E, and then we'll release him into the wild.
Triple E, I love seeing your face and hearing your voice too, brother. But I want you to maybe call New Era Cab Company or Cap America Company and make your own Giants, Niners, Warriors 3-teamed cap. You have the Giants A's cap, which is like the SF and A's cap, which is obviously there's no more Oakland A's. But I would love to see you do a show with just, almost like an Expos hat. Like how the Expos have the 3 different colors on their hats.
I do the Greg Papa in between each show, man. Like, especially on nights where I'm doing back-to-back shows. I will have like a Warriors.
You're goddamn right. Yeah,
I'll have a Warriors jersey right here waiting for me.
That's right. Triple E, everybody. Triple E. Yes. By the way, you're getting tons of love on the comments line, bro. A lot of people saying they've already subscribed. They will be following you. So, and that was the idea, man. Get some of our people over there to go check out Triple E. Noemi saying thanks for visiting Triple E. So hopefully we'll send some of our viewers over your way as you're doing your thing, Triple E. But listen, we freaking love you, brother. Godspeed, and we'll do this again. Yeah. You do well, man. Have a good evening, Trips.
Anytime. Love you guys. I'll real quick. I love both of you. I freaking love both of you, man. Like, you both have really helped me in my own personal career and growth, and I can't thank both of you enough. Paulie, I was thinking about Mount Mackmore on my way home from softball today, and I'll hit you with this last thing.
Sure.
Mount Mackmore Willie Mac, obviously, Paulie Mac. I got something that even Tony can get behind, mac and cheese, because it doesn't contain animal products if you make it the right way.
Nice.
And oh man, where was the last Mac? We'll go Return of the Mac for my last Mac. That I'm getting all four of those.
Mac.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
totally.
we got Return of the Mac, Paulie Mac, Willie Mac, and mac and cheese. That's my Mount Mackmore. That's what I'll leave you guys with today.
Love you, Triple E. Be good, brother. Take care.
Yeah.
There he goes, everybody.
Triple E.
Triple E. That's one of my
Oh,
favorites. He's a good kid. That's all. He's just a good kid doing good work out there. And I just wanted to get him in front of our audience to let him see. Mac Miller. There you go, Escobar the Third. I got you. And I feel honored just to be mentioned among the great Macs of all time. What do you think? He's just as we left him, Tony. Nothing's changed.
Dude, I love that kid because he came in so kind of raw. And I always appreciate somebody that will come into my studio and say, hey, what are you doing? Show me what you're doing. And can you teach me Pro Tools? Can you show me Adobe Audition, all the digital editing, all this stuff? I'm like, you're hungry, dude. That's the right attitude. That's the right attitude. And he just got in here and he flourished. And then I was stunned when you said that he wasn't deep into the dead scene before you had talked to him. I was stunned because he just kind of came out to me as like, oh, this guy's definitely, spun a few circles in the back of a hippie show. And then to watch the metamorphosis of a Triple E dive into that scene. And he's also a big, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say he's also a big snowboarder too. So I love talking snowboarding with him too. He's a great dude.
He's all about that. Now, I think what happened with Triple E and the Dead was he got really turned on, as I remember it, when the Dead played those 3 nights at Oracle Park in July of 23. They did that 3-night run. And then I remember going into work. He texted me after like the first show and he's like, dude, we need to talk about what just happened tonight. And I'm like, I get it, dude. I've been there. I know exactly what he's feeling right now. And we will. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. So, Patty, thank you. Look at the support. See, we got the greatest audience, man. I freaking love you guys. Patty, Robot Santor, Hacksaw Montana, Don Peralta, Escobar, John Joseph, Anthony Merkovich, on and on and on it goes. I mean, you guys are the freaking best. Thank you for the support, and thanks for supporting Triple E too. He's a really, really good kid. All right, Creative Tony, give me some of your birthdays. I know you got some birthdays. I want to get to those before we wrap tonight too.
That's so funny. I was just about to say, come on, Paulie, let's do some birthdays before we wrap here. So, hey, Paulie, on this day, Jack White turns 50. Happy 50th birthday to Jack White of the White, started the White Stripes.
Let me ask you a quick question about Jack White.
Out any of his solo stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got some Jack. In fact, I think I like the solo stuff more than I like the White Stripes. Here's my question: are you sick of Are you sick of that riff yet, or do you still love it?
Yes. I'm gonna fight them off. Ding, 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 ding. 7 Nation. Yeah, I've heard it enough. I would tell everybody to go. I would tell everybody to go check out the Raconteurs and the albums that the 3 albums that they put out. But the Raconteurs, man, they're a damn good band with Jack White. Those guys are damn good. So I would check that because White Stripes are good, fine, they're very good, and Jack White's solo stuff very good. But the Raconteurs is probably my favorite Jack White work. So
Jack White
turned 50 today.
Nice. Jack White did something really cool when Eddie Van Halen passed away a few years ago. I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but you can probably find it on YouTube. If they don't fine you or scold you or send you like a nasty letter like we always seem to get from YouTube. Come on, YouTube, give us a break. When Eddie Van Halen passed away, Jack White was like the musical guest on Saturday Night Live that week. And I don't remember the songs he played. I think they were just off whatever his latest solo record was at that time, but he played an Eddie Van Halen guitar. And at one point he was doing like the finger tapping stuff, like Eddie. It was a really, really cool tribute. And I always remembered that. And I was like, you know what? I like this guy, man. That's really paying some nice respect. And he didn't even say anything. He didn't say anything out loud. He just did it musically. It was really, really cool. Anyway, respect to Jack White.
Where was this again?
Huh?
Where was this again? Where did you see this again?
Saturday Night Live, the week that Eddie Van Halen passed away. He was a musical guest, and during his set, he did a bunch of Eddie stuff. It was really, really cool. It was emotional, man. Yeah.
Well, I would recommend the movie It Might Get Loud, which with Jack White and Jimmy Page and The Edge. Check that movie out. What's this? Stevie B is a super. What's up, Stevie B? Let's see what he's got. went to Niners Ravens Super Bowl and Seven Nation Army purple white camo shorts, old man New Balance, and not running Gore plague my dreams.
Dude, me too. Stevie B plagues my dreams too. That's the one thing I still don't get about like that whole game is like with the game of the Super Bowl is on the line. And if you remember the sequence late in the fourth quarter that led to the Niners being down there near the goal line, that was all Frank Gore. Frank Gore was just breaking off huge chunks of yardage. Then we get down to the goal line. Let's just start throwing stupid fades to Crabtree in the corner over and over and over again. That's not going to work. And then you know what he did? Goes up to Seattle the next year, does it again in the NFC Championship game. Didn't work again. You know what? Stevie B, you and me, that's another thing we have in common. And that's another thing we can commiserate on when we get together because, dude, I feel the same way. Why not I would have given the ball to Frank Gore 3 times. Here you go, Frank. Run it home. He wouldn't have been denied. Frank Gore was not going to be denied down there, but instead that stupid fade to Crabtree that never, ever, ever, ever worked. And I know there was PI on the last play of the game, but they didn't call it. And I say they shouldn't have been running that play in the first place. Anyway, sorry, I have an outburst. You know how it is.
Go back and watch the Niners Ravens Super Bowl and watch the 15-yard holding on the kickoff, dude. Remember, Paulie, I showed you that? It was I forget what kickoff it was, but when they ran it back for a touchdown, it was about 15. Well, anyways, now you're taking up old wounds, man. Jesus, Stevie B. But dude, Steve B, thanks. And he says he loves Jack White. I love him too. I bet you Jack White is sick of Seven Nation Army too. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's
he definitely is. I'm sure he is.
Right.
I mean, he paid for his house and everything, but at the same time, he's probably had enough.
Paulie, I want to wish one of my Jim Kerr. You know Jim Kerr,
Simple Minds,
lead singer. Yes. 66 years old today. Jim Kerr. The album "Once Upon a Time" by Simple Minds. I have it on vinyl. It's got "Sanctify Yourself." It's got "Alive and Kicking." Really good album. Really good album.
Let me tell you something about Jim Kerr. Jim Kerr must be an amazing dude. You want to know why? Forget about his catalog. Forget about the songs and Alive and Kicking and all that. Forget all that S. The fact that Chrissy Hynde said that's going to be my guy. That's all I need. Jim Kerr is good for life as far as I'm concerned. If he broke over that wall to get to Chrissy Hynde, he's doing something right. Because to me, Chrissy Hynde is like, I mean, dude, I can't control myself around Chrissy Hynde. But anyway, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Yeah, no, seriously, dude. And also, just to wrap up birthdays before we wrap up the night flight, Tom Hanks, 69 today. We've never really wrapped Hanks. Like, I don't know.
I don't need to wrap Hanks. I don't need to rap Hanks at all, actually. And if you want me to rap Hanks, the only Hanks take I'm going to give you is kind of like a negative one. And oh my God, dude, Crazy Particles. And don't lose Karen Bell checked in as a super. Okay, true story. You remember yesterday when we did the ticket stub Tuesday, show us your stubs. Remember that yesterday? And I showed you my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ticket stub. Remember that thing? It was like the anniversary of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bro, I'm hanging out, minding my own business at that show. And I'm talking like the royalty of royalty. There's Springsteen. There's Stevie Wonder. There's, like the best of the best, Simon and Garfunkel. All of a sudden, who comes walking out to start lecturing the crowd? Tom Hanks. I'm like, what's Tom Hanks doing here, bro? Why is Tom Hanks lecturing me about rock and roll at Madison Square Garden? He's like, good evening, everybody. I'm Tom Hanks. I'm like, why are you here, Holmes? Why are you here? Like, and I always feel like here's my problem with Hanks. I want to see a film like Denzel did in a Training Day. I want something dark. I want something evil. Show me Tom Hanks like on a murder spree, and then I'll say like, okay, me and Hanks are good. He always plays like the lovable hero. He's Forrest Gump. Oh, he's saving the world, or he's landing on the moon. He's too heroic for me. I want
don't get me started. Paul, don't get me started on Forrest Gump. I just watched it again because my daughter Olivia wanted to watch it, and I watched it. I'm like, again, the movie has me until he starts freaking running, dude. When he starts running across the freaking country, I'm done. Done. I walked out of the room. My daughter's like, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm done. You can watch the rest of the movie. I don't need to see this." He runs across the country. You live. That's Olivia. That's what he's gonna do. I was like, anyways, that movie really just ticked me off, man.
Hey, Dub City, me and you, bro. Me and you, Dub City. Forrest Gump sucked. I back you on that, bro. I back you on that 100%. I don't need it. I just don't need it. Anyway, happy birthday, Hanks. It's not beneath me to say happy birthday to a guy. So happy birthday.
Okay, a couple heavenly birthdays, Paulie. Mitch Mitchell. Like to wish Mitch Mitchell a happy heavenly birthday. And also, Paulie, happy heavenly birthday to the one, the only Bon Scott today, bud.
Oh, Bon, one of the great rock singers of all time. Listen to some Bon Scott. I suggest anything, any Bon Scott, you're going to be doing all right. What a great vocalist, the first singer in AC/DC, and the best one in my mind too. Very nice. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
And it's also, we're going to get to Corinne's super because we really appreciate it, Corinne. But also, it's Courtney Love's 61st birthday. It's Jimmy Smits' 70th birthday. But Paulie, it's the 73rd birthday of the great John Tesh.
Hey,
John Tesh.
That's great. Do me a favor. From this day forward, never mention Courtney Love's name again on this show.
I know.
I don't even know. I have no idea what you're doing, why you did that, but let's not ever acknowledge her again as far as this show is concerned. We're yeah.
The point being is that, like, well, I don't want to get into a dark place, but yeah, I was thinking, yeah, Courtney Love 61. Lucky to still be alive, Courtney Love 61, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. We're just going to leave that one alone. Now, for onto some better and more positive notes. Give me Karen Bell right here. Oh, no, it's Corinne. I'm sorry, Corinne. My bad. Corinne in Memphis for nursing conference to Graceland Friday. Nice. Missing shows. So for musical assignment, Elvis, nice. Okay. You're the devil in disguise in memory of my brother who loved Elvis. Okay. Thanks, John Joseph. Hey, Corinne, thanks so much. Enjoy it down there. Enjoy Graceland. I hope you have a great time. I've never been to Graceland. I would love to do that. I hope you have take some pictures, Corinne, and send them in. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, email them to Polly's Pod. She's actually sent some great pictures in the past. And by the way, shocker that Corinne would be in the nursing profession. You know, it takes a special type of person to be in the nursing profession. And after meeting Corinne and spending time with her, no surprise that you are in the nursing profession because you are like an angel on earth. Seriously. So thank you for all the nurses out there. It's just the work you guys do is just incredible. So,
and she's Paisan, Tony, and she's Paisan Sartorio. You know what I mean?
You know what? Hey,
yeah,
Corinne, I did this for show and tell because Rising Wolf, who's actually in Tahoe this week, he sent me a picture today from the beach, but he brought this to me when I was having beers with Neil Donardi and Dom Peralta at our little spot called Out of the Barrel here in San Carlos. It's a good beer spot. Rising Wolf cruises up and has a beer with us, and he says, "Oh yeah, and by the way, here's this for you, Tony," and it's this. It's a bumper sticker. It's exciting to be Italian, and it's from a place called Granzella's Wine and Delicatessen in Williams, California.
Oh, yeah, dude, I love it. It is exciting to be an Italian. Yeah, here. You know what I mean? Cheers. Chen Dan. All right, you guys, let's give some love to Longbridge Pizza on the way out tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow for our normal 11 a.m. show. We'll be back in business at 11 tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. But in the meantime, Longbridge Pizza wouldn't be here without you guys. Owe you a huge debt of gratitude for your support. From essentially the beginning of the show to right now, you guys have been phenomenal. Neil Donardi has been just like a guardian angel to us. So we encourage everybody to join the Vibe Tribe. Get on down to Longbridge Pizza. You guys will see what we're talking about. I mentioned this earlier when we were talking Longbridge, but if you are going to, yeah, there he is. Look, how do you not love this guy? Look at the face. Look at the mug of a Donardi, man. And the next generation of Donardi's right there. The kid, he couldn't be any cuter. Shout out Nico and his Giants gear and the big goggles. You weren't kidding, Tony. Kids love the oversized shades now. I guess that's the thing, huh?
Oh, huge. It's everywhere. Then they cover like half their face, dude. It's really funny. It's cute, but it's like, and then also like most of the kids, like last night we had a night game and the kids are wearing the sunglasses. I'm like, what are you doing? There's no sun. Take the glasses off. It's like, okay. And then instead of putting them on their bag, they put them on top of their hat. Jesus. Like, you know, okay. All right.
I wonder if they spend as much time focused on the fundamentals as they do on how they look in the field. It seems like the look is almost as important as how they play now, Tony, correct?
Yes. No, well, I mean, and I always say, like Deion Sanders has said forever, look good, feel good, play good. So there is something to that, man. If you leave the house after you look in the mirror feeling like you're looking good, or leave the locker room feeling good about how you look, maybe it transfers to your play.
Well, listen, he's part of that generation. Nico Donardi is part of the Big Shades generation. So, kid, you go do what you got to do. Your old man's one of the good ones, and he makes great pizza down at Longbridge. Get on down there, join the Vibe Tribe, and enjoy some of the finest pizza you will ever experience. Also, want to give some love to Peralta Arts and Company. How about these guys? Dom Peralta, just getting it done. We showed you some of his art earlier today, Tony, if you want to revive something. Thank you very much. There you go. Peralta and Arts, San Francisco, California. Again, their work has included to this point Bill Graham Presents. He's done stuff for The Who, for Aerosmith. A lot of the good people here in the PMP community have done work with Dom as well in Peralta Arts, like Longbridge Pizza, like Ray Goodman, like Aaron Cass, DJ Rob B. I'm excited to see the work he does for DJ Rob B's album cover. Like, I'm really eager to see what he comes up with right there. So again, if you have anything that might be anything you need to express artistically for your business, for special events, stuff like that, reach out to Dom Peralta and Peralta Arts. You can visit peraltaarts.com and bring your vision to life. And I can promise you, Dom is like one of the greatest guys you're ever going to get in touch with. Very easy to work with, ultra talented. And he's got, like, you know what I like about Dom too? He's like a relentless source of ideas and creations. Like, it's not like he did one thing and then he goes into hibernation for a year. He'll just keep spitting it at you. He's like, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one? Because when we were doing logos, we were like designing logos, or he was designing logos for the PMP show. You remember how many options he showed us, Tony? Like, there was like a dozen different options. Like, Dom, you're overwhelming me, bro. You're overwhelming me. But that's his talent, and that's what he does. So peraltaarts.com. Thank you so much for supporting the Polymac Particle show and the entire community. And then, Stevie, look at Steven Tyler. Nice.
Man, that is wow.
Hey, Dom, let me ask you right now. I'm looking at that image, and I'm just going to take a wild guess. Did you base that image from the cover of the Get Your Wings album? That's my final question of the night, because it kind of looks like Tyler on the cover of Get Your Wings. Am I right? You tell me, Dom, and I'm going to wait for a reply. I'm not going to end the show until I get a response on that one.
And timeout, Paulie. Dom Peralta. He just said yes, Paulie. He said yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. I want to buy that one too with the Sly Stone. I might be buying both of those. Go ahead, Steve.
He also said that Steven Tyler owns this piece of art that Dom made. So somehow, some way, we got to get Dom on the show.
He told me this story. So that's the one he bought. Okay, because I know Dom did some stuff at an actual gig. I think it was a Shoreline show. And then Steven Tyler saw the work and he was like, hey, man, I want to buy that off you. And he did. So what greater compliment than to get the piece purchased from the subject of the piece. That's pretty freaking amazing. Yeah, Noemi's impressed too. It is awesome, man.
So cool, Dom. Keep up the good work, brother. Peralta Arts and Company. Everybody check them out. Seriously. Look at that. That's great artwork, man. And it's about the soul. He talked about the soul, like bringing it to life on paper. There it is. And like you said, Paulie, the day that Sly passed away, he did that Sly piece of art that we saw, that Sly drawing sketch. There it is right there. So I just wanted to show that again, because that's just, I mean, I couldn't bust that out if I spent a month trying to bust that out.
Hey, Dom, Dom, we love you, man. We're lucky to have you on our side. So thanks for all your contributions. And again, tap into Peralta Arts to bring your next vision to life. All right, Creative Tony, I think we've accomplished the mission at hand tonight. We checked in with Triple E. We talked some Giants. We had a good time. So let's do this. Bring in Professor Diamond David Lee Roth to dismiss the class, if you could. Class dismissed! Hey, T, do you still have access to say goodnight to the bad guy? Do you still have access?
That will be back on by tomorrow. That will be back on by tomorrow. I promise you, because that's one of my favorites. And I want to get Fly Pelicans Fly, because I want to put Pelicans Fly on the soundboard, because that was
Pelicans. And they're actually not pelicans. I think they're flamingos, which makes it even better. That's like the beauty of the whole thing. Shout out Pacino as Tony Montana. Who built this? I did. I'm just in his tub watching it. Fly Pelicans. All right, kids. Hey, Los D, freaking love you. John Joseph, love you. Dom Peralta, Noemi, Mystery Mark. Okay, Mystery Mark, good to see you, man. Miguel Sanchez. What's that, Steve?
I'm looking at Mr. Mark. He says, I want Dom to make a Buckethead pick. I wonder if this is my buddy Buckethead Mark, dude. You know Buckethead Mark, Paulie. By the way, I saw Buckethead Mark last night. he and I want to recruit you to the next Buckethead gig in October in San Francisco.
Yeah, sure. I'll see him. I definitely would see him.
You
Yeah.
might be booked in October, buddy. Just a heads up.
I got
There
no
you go.
problem seeing Buckethead. I'm all about it. I want some toys when he hands them out to the kids in the audience. Monica Lopez, Robot Centaur, NorCal Refrigeration. Good to see you, my brother. Patty from Napa, as always, as it always will be. Rags, Matt Stenson, on and on and on it goes. Escobar, my man, you have a good night too, brother. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Always a pleasure to be hanging out with you guys on a Wednesday night flight. Creative Tony, you have yourself a dandy of an evening. Drink your schnazzy cocktails over there, and we'll see
Ranch water.
Yeah. Do your ranch water, and then we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for more fun and hijinks right here with PMP. Tony, peace to you and peace to the PMP familia. Cheers, y'all.
Yeah, peace.